Alright, good day everyone. So in this video I wanted to kind of go over my strategy for low content publishing. In another video you watch basically what low content publishing is. And what it is it's creating books with very little initial content. They're very repeatable. Page 1 and page 100 are probably close to the same. Very close in that we can almost copy and paste everything throughout the whole book, make 100 pages like that, and publish multiple books in a single session, sitting down in our computer. And on top of that, we could use our interiors for multiple covers, right? So this is a great publishing business because you're able to create a lot of books very quickly using repeatable ideas. So this is kind of my approach to low content publishing. And it's that we have our main keywords or main area that we look at when trying to discover a niche or an idea to go after. In this case, let's say we're thinking about making a food journal of some kind, right? I wouldn't target just food journals because, let's go on Amazon, look, there are 7,000 results for the term food journal. It's very densely populated. It's hard to break into. There's a lot of competition. So I like to go after what we call long tail keywords and niche specific items. So we have food journals, and that would be our broad topic, and we would look in that broad topic for different niches that we could serve. And in that, we could serve, let's say, keto food journals, people on that keto diet, food journals for vegans, vegetarian food diaries, right? Now, journals is a subjective word. We could use other words there. We could say logbook, we could say tracker, we could say activity book, right? So we can always kind of interchange out the different words here and add words to the front and the back to create our very specific things. So in that idea, we could do vegetarian food diaries. We could do a weight loss food journal. We could do a food tracking journal specifically for men. We could do a food tracking journal for people with diabetes, for diabetics, right? So these are just, quick 6 examples of how we could take this and get much more specific. And we could get much more specific than that. But in this example of food journals, there's 7,000 results for food journals, but food journals for diabetics, there's only 409, right? So that's a lot easier to break into. I'd rather compete with 400 other items than 7,000 items. I'm not going to get noticed in that pool, probably, but I will get noticed here. And on top of that, when people are searching online for something this specific, food journal for diabetics, they've pretty much made up their mind. I need a food journal and I'm a diabetic, right? They're already in the sales process. If you were to talk to somebody about that, they're already there. They've already made the decision. They've pretty much committed that this is something that they want, or they're highly interested. So it's highly targeted, highly specific. And that can be done for any keyword out there. So let's talk about like guest books, right? Guest books are one of my favorite to make because the inside of the book is, if we go and we search here for guest books, let's see what we find. Just for fun, 20,000 results. Wow. That's a lot, right? So we're not going to fight in that space. Let's see if this has a look inside feature. And we have pretty much the same exact page. In fact, it is the same exact page all the way throughout. Guests, blank line, bunch of blank lines, blank line, bunch of blank lines. I like mine to be a little bit nicer than that, but this is a beautiful background, beautiful side piece here. So, again, very repeatable, low content. You could use this for any specific niche. And when it comes to guest books, we have so many different niches. I've only got 5 here, and there's a lot more. You have like vacation home guest books. But then you also have guest books for funeral services, memorial services. Again, see, synonyms and other words, funeral service and memorial service kind of go hand in hand. You could have a guest book in your bathroom. You could have a guest book at a holiday party, at a wedding. There's so many different options. So you just got to look around in the real world and say, where do I see these items being used? And then look them up. So let's say we look up like the holiday party guest book. Holiday party guest book. I don't know, just a a thought. There's over 1,000 results, so it's a little bit better than 20,000. Let's see if we were to vacation home. $687 results. See, we're getting even better and closer to saying, hey, there's less competition here. That might be a space where I want to make a book. And then your interior could have so many exteriors, right? So if you were to, and this again, this is something I like more, right? You have a little bit more content inside, but then again, it's the exact same one on every single page, right? This vacation home guest book could be used for a log cabin guest book as well. They got cabin in front, but why not say log cabin, mountain cabin? You could probably use the same inside for a lake house guest book and just change the cover to be a lake and change the trees to boats. And that's something really easy to do when you get into creating these interiors. So that's basically the premise behind it, is finding these long tail keywords and going after those because they're very niche specific. There's less competition, and when people are searching those terms, they're already in the buying mode. And one last note on this is I like to use synonym.com, something similar to that. And you could just type in here, let's say, I need to find synonyms for vacation, for example, right? I want to find other words that people use instead of the word vacation. They might use leisure time, holiday, right? Field day, that sort of thing. Let's go back to our food journal one, and let's just say, journal. What other terms are there instead of journal? And you have, diary, blog, periodical, so you can go through this and if your brain's hurting because you've already said volume or ledger or book or day book, it helps to see this and get these other ideas of what words you could use when making your keywords and your titles for your books. So that's pretty much my strategy. It's worked very well. It's generated lots of revenue, and it continues to do so. So I highly advise that you go and take a look at this, and if you're interested in doing low content publishing, this is kind of the way you need to go about it, because it's very hard to break into that main topic. It's much easier to break into, as you saw, these very specific niche topics. And when people are searching for that, they're already buyers. Until next time, thanks for watching.